Hi everybody, it's Kristen Heiss from Book Expo coming into you from the Shadow Mountain booth, and I'm here today with John Stockton to talk about his autobiography. John, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us today.
My pleasure.
So I wanted to know, what was it like to create your own autobiography and to write that down and to put your experiences onto paper?
Well, first, it was a great opportunity for me and an old coach of mine, a man that had such impact on my life, to spend more time together. We took it together as a project. It took us about 4 years to work on it, and we had to work it out between kids' games and practices and everything else, so it probably wasn't a typical style, but it was very enjoyable, and we got through it.
That's awesome that you also were working with your coach along the way for this process. What are some of the pieces that you walked away from with your coach that he really taught you?
There's so much that I learned in those early years of basketball under his leadership that carried on to life, and I think that's one of the things I wanted to carry out in the book. I want people to understand that basketball is a small part of life that really carries over if it's done the right way, and I felt he did it the right way. I wanted to share it as well as what my parents taught me, my brothers and sisters, and the neighborhood that I grew up in.
Of all of the stories that you're telling and retelling in this wonderful autobiography, is there one that really sticks out in your mind or that is really close to you?
I enjoyed there's a story in there about my best friends and I playing catch in the park, and that's when I met my old coach Pickett, who helped me with this book. We became friends when we were complete strangers prior to that day, and that's the story I like to tell, because we were just normal kids, they were college students, and we developed a friendship that's lasted now for 40-some years. So really cool experience.
Well, in addition to those wonderful stories growing up and to get together with other teammates and friends, is there anything that you'd like to add about your experiences performing and playing in the Olympics?
Well, the Olympics are a highlight of my life, and I had the chance to experience it twice with two of the best teams that have ever been assembled, and to be able to watch those guys compete every day. The first time I broke my leg and had to watch from the sideline a good portion of it. So, first of all, a huge highlight. But it wasn't all highlights. There were some scary parts, and there were some interesting moments when we were like the Beatles. The bus would pull in and everything stopped and crowds started rushing, and it's quite an experience you don't get when you're growing up in Spokane, Washington.
No, nor at BookExpo America. I can only imagine what that experience is like. John, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us, and I hope you have a fantastic time at BookExpo.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.